watching. If you are new, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you can become a part of my Kandee fam. Today I thought I would sit down and film this very specific video for you guys because I've had a few people ask me how they can build a makeup kit out of more affordable products. They don't have a lot of money to buy a whole high-end kit as of yet, so I thought that it would be amazing to actually film a video and show you guys the products that I recommend, the products that I love, and the products that I would use if I had to build up a makeup kit using drugstore products. I've got this little kit that I carry around with me, and this box I actually just bought from the flea market. It was around 500 rand. You can also get it at any Chinatown or China Mall or that sort of thing. You even get bigger boxes, which I definitely want to get for myself, but this is also a good thing to have if you do plan on traveling quite a lot. But without further ado, if you want to see how to build your makeup kit out of drugstore products, then just keep on watching. You find that a lot of people's main concern is really their pores, so you can use the Maybelline Baby Skin Eraser to really get rid of any pores or fine lines. It's definitely one of my most favorite drugstore products. For foundations, I actually have two different options. I've got the L'Oreal Infallible, and then I also have the Catrice HD Liquid Foundation. This one is around 144 rand, whereas this one is around 200 rand, 190 something. But both of these actually give you great coverage. You've got this one, which is obviously a more mattifying effect, second skin finish, and it's also buildable coverage, whereas this one is a very liquid type of formula, but it's also super full coverage, and it lasts super long, whereas I feel like this one doesn't last as long as this one. But this is definitely one of my absolute favorites, and I highly recommend it. When it comes to powder, there's no other powder I love more than the Yardley Translucent Buff Powder. This one is actually a translucent powder, so you could use it either just to set the foundation, or you could use it after highlighting and contouring, so you don't have to worry about cancelling out all the hard work you did when you use a coloured powder, I mean. Talking about powders for the face, you obviously sometimes want to do a little bit of contouring with a powder product. I definitely recommend using the Essence Face Shape Your Face contouring palette. It not only comes with the perfect contouring shade, but it also gives you a nice highlighting shade for highlighting underneath the eye zone, and then you have a peachy blush, which comes in handy sometimes if you just have to travel with a few things. Bronzer that I would definitely recommend would be the Catrice Sun Glow Bronzer. This is not too shimmery, but it's also not too matte, and it just gives you that perfect touch of sun bronze. For blush, you can kind of go crazy with a lot of items. There's a lot of blushes on the market, and it really just depends on what you like. Try and test different ones and see how long they last and that sort of thing. You could also opt for a blush palette, which would also be very beneficial for your kit. I always end up grabbing the Catrice Defining Blush when I'm just like doing my makeup every day. This is a gorgeous color, and it also lasts really long. This is also one that I would recommend. For that shimmer highlighting glow, you can definitely not go wrong when you invest in one of these guys. This is the Strobe of Genius Illuminating Palette from NYX, and it actually comes with a whole lot of shades. You've got a honey hued shade, a rose gold shade, more of a champagne type of color, and then you also have very gold, pink, purple. You've got a whole selection to choose from, and this palette is really pigmented. Let me just show you guys. I don't know if you can see that. It's very pigmented, it blends really well, and it lasts forever. So this is the perfect palette to invest in for your shimmer highlighters. For color correcting, you definitely have a few options. You can either go for the Catrice all-in-one concealer palette, which actually gives you concealers and also some color correcting products, so you'll be good to go if you have to cover up any pimples or dark circles or that sort of thing. You guys have probably also seen the LA Girl concealers. This is the green one, so this is going to help counteract any redness in the face. And then NYX also has a whole range of HD concealers where you have your purple, you've got your yellow, you've got your pink, you've got the whole range, so you could definitely also opt for these. Looking at your normal concealers, once again I want to mention the LA Girl one. This one is really popular because it covers really well, it blends out really well, and it stays for quite a long time. The other one I have is the Catrice Camouflage Concealer, a big must, a definite great concealer that covers, gives you lightness if you want to highlight, and it also stays quite long. It's waterproof, so that's amazing, especially if you have brides and want to cry or that sort of thing. And then the other one I want to recommend is the NYX Gotcha Covered Concealer. This is a very thick formula, so this is definitely for your clients who love more of a full coverage type of look, but it also is waterproof and it blends well and it gives you that brightness. Looking at contouring products, once again the LA Girl, you can use the darker shades to contour. If you obviously have dark toned skin clients, you could use this as a concealer on them as well. And then once again the Catrice contouring palette, you have different shades from highlighting all the way to contouring. Obviously for blending all of this in, you probably have some questions on which the best product would be as a makeup brush or sponge or that sort of thing. The one I recommend, if you can't afford an actual beauty blender, the color sponge that you buy at this game is really amazing. It's really soft, which is great because a lot of other sponges tend to be quite hard, and if they are damp they tend to kind of take the makeup off instead of blending it out. But the color one I highly recommend if you need something to blend these out with. I'm a big eyebrow product fan, and it's so difficult for me to choose which products I would recommend, but I've got them numbered down to about 3 products that I want to show you. The first one is the Catrice Eyebrow Kit. As you can see, the wording is actually coming off, that's how much I use it, and obviously I've hit pan on this one, but this is really great to start off with because you have a light shade for your blonde clients and you also have a darker shade for your brunettes and darker type of clients, so you could definitely get away with just using this one kit. It also has obviously mine's gone, but it has a tweezer and a spoolie and a brush inside, so you kind of sorted with this little brow kit. I also love the NYX eyebrow gel because this kind of sets the brow as you use it. I've got a tutorial on this which I will definitely link for you guys. If you want to check that out, just click up there. But this is really a waterproof eyebrow gel that not only fills in the eyebrows, but it also gives you that sort of set Instagram brow look. If you're using powders on your brows and you definitely want to set them afterwards, you can go for the Essence Make Me Brow. This is a tinted product, so that they are available in 3 different shades, and it's also got little tiny fibers to really build on the brows, and it's really great for finishing off the brow for that great brow look. The most important thing of life when it comes to eyeshadows would really be to invest in an eyeshadow base. Eyeshadow bases are amazing because they do exactly what a normal face primer does. They prime your eyelids by creating a base for the eyeshadow to kind of stick to, which will make it last the whole day, as well as it grabs the pigmentation of the product, which is really important, especially if you're using bright colors and that sort of thing. So for eyeshadow bases, I actually quite like the LA Girl Pro, I think this is Pro HD eyeshadow primer. You've got one in white and you also have a flesh tone type of eyeshadow base, so you can kind of choose which one you want to use on your client. And then the other one I have is the NYX eyeshadow base. Once again, you get them in 3 different options, but this is the white one, and this one I tend to love using when I play with bright colors. So now, talking about eyeshadows, it's kind of difficult putting a kit together with so many little eyeshadows. I do have a few recommendations for drugstore type of eyeshadows, but sometimes it would be just great to kind of bite the bullet and invest in a high-end eyeshadow palette that you could kind of use on all your clients. This is the Ultimate Basics one from Urban Decay, and if you kind of take the amount, I think it's around about 800 Rand, and you divide it into the shadows that you get, it kind of works out to be more affordable than buying 10 or 20 single eyeshadows. But looking at single eyeshadows, I do recommend the brand Love's eyeshadows, LOV. I absolutely love the pigmentation of the product. It really blends well. The other brand I would recommend is also Catrice. You have to buy these single eyeshadows. I won't really go for the palettes, but this is also pretty pigmented and it blends out well. And then lastly, this is not really a drugstore product, but it is a high-end product that is quite affordable. Sapria Milano, which is a mineralized makeup brand. The eyeshadows are really pigmented, it blends really well, and you pay around about 130 Rand for an eyeshadow like this. They have 2 stores, one in Mall of Africa and one in Sandton City, but once again you can see a really good pigmentation. Finishing up the eyes, we're obviously talking about mascaras and lashes. So mascaras are my thing. I love testing out different mascaras and seeing which one works best for me. So I have 4 recommendations over here. The first one is the Essence False Lash Mascara, which I love the one. It really gives you that lengthened type of look. Then I have the Hippie Mega Volume from L'Oreal if you really love clumpy, thick, spidery lashes. For that, I would also use the Maybelline Colossal range, which comes in little tubes like this. And lastly, we have the L'Oreal Feline Mascara. Once again, a very small mascara one, so it's great for your clients with small eyes. And because it's curved, it kind of makes it easy to get into the corners. What I normally use is alcohol as well. I just bought some alcohol at the pharmacy and throw it in a little bottle, which you can spray on the wand, because I don't like the normal spoolies you can buy to use your mascara on your clients. So I would kind of use it, spray it with alcohol just to disinfect it, put it back in the tube, and we are good. If you guys know me, you know that I'm a big lash fan. I absolutely love the Eyelure lashes. You can't go wrong when buying these. They have a wide selection of different styles, different textures, doubled layers, single lashes, so you can kind of go crazy and just buy whatever your client needs. Clicks has got 1 pair of eyelashes, which I absolutely am in love with. These are more on the natural side, but they give you the length you want. So this is actually quite nice to use for clients that want mascaras, but they don't want to go too way out with a lot of volume. But when it comes to lash glue, I would not compromise. I have tried a few drugstore lash glues and I'm not as happy as what I am with the Duo Lash Glue. Duo Lash Glue, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's definitely worth it, because the last thing you want is your client's lash coming off and waving at everyone halfway through the day. The Duo Lash Glue you can buy at MAC or Inglot, and try and always buy from authentic resellers, because there's a lot of fakes out there. For gel liner, I would not recommend anything else but the LA Girl gel liner. This is a pot gel liner, which I prefer when doing clients' makeup, because this really helps for oily lids, or if they have more of a hooded eye shape, so the eyeliner won't transfer. And using it with a really fine brush means that you can really get in there and do some detailed work with the eyeliner. For lipstick, once again, you can kind of go crazy. Lipstick is one thing in that sometimes does not really last. Obviously now we've got liquid lipsticks, which really helps, but I always recommend my clients to go out and buy a lipstick that they love, which they could touch up with later on. If you want to invest in some good lip products, the ones I would definitely recommend would be the NYX liquid lipsticks. You've got a whole range in nudes, different nudes, and they've also got the liquid suedes, which also last quite long, so that's good. But once again, you kind of bite the bullet and just go for a lipstick palette. This is the Urban Decay Vice lipstick palette. We actually have a whole lot of different shades, from nudes to dark browns, reds, pinks, and everything, so you have quite a big selection for your clients to choose from. The very last step would be to set it all, and for this I've got 2 different setting sprays. You could either go for the Woolworths one, which I actually quite like using more in between, like to wet my eyeshadow brush when I want the pigment to show up more, or before applying anything, or just kind of to hydrate the skin. This you can obviously buy from Woolworths. And then the other one I have is the NYX Matte Finish setting spray. They really have a different selection of setting sprays, so you can buy one of each or just buy one and stick with it. So yeah, there you have it for building your kit using drugstore products. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below which products you are currently using, or if there's anything else I maybe missed. I would definitely answer that and get back to you. If you are a makeup artist starting out, I just want to send you my good lucks and really tell you to just be passionate always just do it because you love. Always try and give good service to your clients, and definitely practice a lot, especially to do the finer detailed things like winged eyeliner or lashes or that sort of thing. If you guys have any questions, obviously the comment section is there, so leave them there. I love you guys to bits. You must have one amazing day. I'll probably see you in my next video. Until then, you must stay sweet. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. I can't decide if this is like a grey or blue toned purple. It kind of reminds me of a milkshake. I don't know what it is, but I want to wear it on my nails.